Medical marijuana shops forced to shut down by the feds, and owners threatened with legal action if they didn't obey.
Last week, dozens of stores were served with letters from the DEA. And as Kate Burgess tells us, the reason, area schools.
Cale Morgan is closing down his business.
It was a little upsetting. There was, some unrest amongst us and the rest of the volunteers.
Just over a year ago, Morgan helped open the Medicine Jar, a nonprofit medical marijuana dispensary that, up until last week, provided safe, affordable access to cannabis. Thursday, the DEA sent out this letter to his and 22 other pot dispensaries around town. The message: close up shop or else.
Sorry about the inconvenience and that we can't be here to serve you any longer.
Morgan didn't know it, but his store is technically less than 1,000 feet from a small private school run by the Epic Life Church.
The ironic part about the federal government saying that dispensaries need to be 1,000 feet away from the schools is, hey, where is most of the drugs sold to kids? In the school. Maybe we should start there.
A recent study by the National Academy of Sciences found that IQ dips in adults who regularly smoked pot as teens. Marijuana advocate John Davis says the study actually strengthens the argument for legalizing cannabis.
As a citizen, I am sick and tired of the black market. If you're worried about a study with kids and marijuana, keep the marijuana away from the kids, and the only way to do that is regulating.
I do believe that regulation and regular business, will take it out of the hands of the teens.
Regulation to a point.
Cannabis becomes unaffordable in a regulated market, then I think that would push black market, and the black market would be on the rise again. It's important to make sure that there's safe, affordable access to cannabis.
And Morgan says they did more than distribute marijuana. He points to community service projects and a partnership with the same church the Medicine Jar sits too close to.
The DEA says the letters sent to these dispensaries are part of an ongoing effort to combat marijuana trafficking. They sent us an exclusive statement tonight saying the letters were sent to inform the operators and landlords of federal law. DEA enforces federal law, and these letters have nothing to do with any pending legislation or state law. As for what will happen to the medical marijuana shops, some owners are looking for new venues, but many are just closing down for good.
I think that under the right circumstances, we should legalize freedom, and that is part of it. As long as people don't force things on other people, I don't feel threatened by that. It's sort of like legalizing gambling. I don't gamble and I don't get involved, but I'm not going to take that right away from you. So all these things are things that you can do in a free society. But today I gave a long talk about this very issue, and I emphasized the fact that the reason I argued for freedom of choice is I want people to decide what medications they can take, and whether they want alternative medicine, whether they can drink raw milk, whether they can use marijuana when they're sick, and that we shouldn't depend on the government for that guidance. But if you do need guidance with children, if a law is there to try to protect children, that's a different story. But it's the concept of legalizing freedom, making choices by individuals, and assuming responsibility for themselves.
The Obama administration doesn't care anyway.
Yes.
They're doing crackdowns in states where medical marijuana is legal regardless.
I personally and my administration's position is that legalization is not the answer.
Yeah, medical marijuana.
I'm not in favor of medical marijuana being
So will
legal.
you have